not that there's anything wrong necessarily with that, but Raphael is all about you finding your own inner knowing and helping you to connect with that yourself, and then for it to unfold. So she's not going to tell you what's going to happen or what you should do, but she'll definitely help you to figure it out. And she has this clarity, so she kind of like she goes in and pulls out your heart and like puts it back in your face and says, it's very intense. I have lots of, my biggest expense is tissues. That's my overhead, are tissues. I have a lot of tissues.
So for all intents and purposes, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys say she pulls the heart out. She puts a spotlight on what we really already know at some deep level.
Oh, yeah.
Brings it forth, clarifies it for it, as if you already know this, but you know it.
Yeah, it's a confirmation. She's not going to tell you something you don't deeply already know, because you know everything she knows. But she will definitely help you, like if you're in the muck and you can't see clearly, give you clarity, I think is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, her terrorism in the Seraphic realm is pretty much healing, correct?
Yeah, but not just physical healing, healing on all levels.
Multifaceted.
Absolutely, yeah. Yes.
I just wanted to make a comment when we were coming up here, Joanna and I were noticing the beauty of the trees and the beauty of spring, and our sense of it is filled with the glory of it and the beauty and the joy of it. And I just want to say, Raphael was sort of mentioning that too, and we're so lucky to have the senses that we do, and that we can appreciate all that we see on the earth, and it's so magnificent. And I just want to say that in the last year or two, maybe especially this spring, it just seems so much more magnificent than previous springs. I don't know what's going on. Does that have something to do with the energy shifting and, maybe just mental energy coming in? Just really make you feel appreciative. And also we're talking about how spring is regenerative. And it shows that, things may die, but they come back and they regenerate. So there's always hope. Hope springs is eternal. So that's really a comment.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You're talking about the energy shifts in 12 versus number 23. I've heard a shifting from a masculine energy to a feminine energy. Is that, can you clarify something more about that?
I think that we've been dominated by a lot of masculine energy, and that had a real place and it was important, but that we are moving into a more of a holistic birthing energy, and they talk a lot about that we're birthing literally this new consciousness, this creation, and that is a combination of them. If we need both the masculine and the feminine, but the masculine has been the mind-oriented structure, has been more dominant. And I think the healing that's taking place definitely is this birthing of some feminine energy. Not to negate the masculine in any way, but, and I noticed doing this work that I'd say 90% of my, and it's not representative necessarily tonight, but in general, 90% of the people I see or come to group gatherings are women. So. But there's all these guys here tonight that are expressing their femininity, so it's so good. Does anybody else have any more questions about the process? Or I know that a lot of people are starting to channel themselves and trying to figure out what that feels like and how that's happening, Oh, and I have a free conference call once a month. So if you want to if you're home and you want to hear Raphael, you can dial in, and that's on my website. And Raphael has a different message for each month with an exercise, and it's free. So that's a great way for me to share it with people who, can't get to my home or don't have the financial means to have a personal session or whatever. And then is it once a week? I think, or every 2 weeks we do a conference call where I only take 10 people, so everyone gets to really ask a question, but instead of it being a whole full reading, it's only 10 people, and that's on my website too. So just some different ways to get the word out there.
And you're also on blogtalkradio.com/Psychic Partners Show, February 18th and March 25th of this year, and those shows are on demand online if you want to listen to those as well.
Okay, Yeah, and Spirit Man Joseph Tittle, I'm on his show once a month. CBS Intuitive Soul once a month, and there's some new, what's that? Al Cole on CBS, I'm on that May 1st. And anyway, on my website are all the different events, and you can listen to Raphael and get inspired and whatever.
I want to ask you about your personal sessions. If somebody comes to you for an individual session. You said that Raphael doesn't give advice per se, but if you're doing an individual session and you want some advice, can you get some?
Oh, she definitely gives advice. Whether you're going, but she won't say you should do something. I mean, she will, or he will, but
Would they say you can do this? in order to-
yeah, it's more really that you already know. You know what to do. It's giving you clarity and helping you to see it more clearly than telling you what to do, or telling you what will necessarily happen, because we all have free will and we're all creating our own world. So, you know, you can change that anytime you want, depending on what you're doing. Yeah. Yeah.
Comment. I noticed that in the beginning, I was falling asleep. I was actually going under. Do you find that happens to a lot of people listening to the channel that you know is the person kind of going in off the stage? I do.
Yeah, I mean, the energy is just vibrational. She has always said all these years it's not really anything to do with what Raphael's saying that matters. That it's the energy and the vibration and the love that's important. And that the words are just kind of a distraction from all this beautiful energy they're bringing in. I've never had anyone in a personal reading fall asleep, but this is pretty, you know, intense, and they're working through stuff. But yeah, maybe people. I'm not here, so I don't remember if you guys are what you're doing. When I wake up and everyone's staring at me, I'm always like, oh my God. I forget that I was channeling, you know. So, yeah.
I agree with what you said, with like more blessings happening and kind of like a quickening of things occurring. But for me, it seems like this has challenged a lot of my friendships that they're not necessarily equally excited for the blessings coming to me. So I've had a lot of difficulty, not in relationships, but actually personal friendships with other girlfriends. And I
Yeah.
just wondered, because I do try to continuously love, but at the same time I'm getting attacked. You know, it's almost like they're getting angry at me that my life is going one way and their life isn't going that way. So I just wondered about that. Like,
Well, the relationships are always changing, and as you grow and shift, you know, they're going to change and fall away, and sometimes it's okay to let that go. If it's that toxic,
right.
then
That's what I'm
then
concerned
it's
about.
time to look for some new friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to share something.
Yeah.
We talked about the dark and the light, and one of the things that I've learned over the years is it has to do with there's duality in everything, except in the heart. The heart, the center of the heart, there's no duality. If you stay in the center of the heart, which is love, then you won't have to experience the dark and the dark versus the light. You always experience the light.
Yeah, I mean, the more present we are and the more we're in love, obviously. And Raphael has said over the years is that you almost become, I mean, I remember her saying in like the 90s that you and your neighbor will have completely different experiences, and that you almost can be invisible or immune to things that are going on at a certain vibration. They're just not coming into your reality. They're just not crossing your path. And so that polarity and dark piece starts to really fall away.
Well, back in the 90s, there was some awful going on or something, and I heard from Spirit to not focus on the light, not focus on the darkness, because you can't serve two masters. You can serve the darkness, or you can serve the light. And what Stephen Thayer taught us is when the darkness comes in and you see something that's happening, you just constantly send the light and keep blessing it, just like we were talking about with the light. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's all stuff we all know. You know, it's nothing amazing that we don't know. It's just living it and doing it and helping each other to keep getting back on track when, you know, my company's called Live with Love, and then I'll be screaming at my kids, and they're like, "Live with love, Mom." So, you know, we're human. I'm far from an angel, and Raphael gives me all kinds of exercises to do this cleanse and to drink only organic all the time and eat organic and meditate outside and do my yoga. And I'm not doing everything. You know, so it's a process. Yeah, that's getting there. But I have to say, things are getting really magical. Really great. Yeah. So, does anybody have any more questions or stuff tonight? Yeah.
What, you know, places in Bucks County that you consider to be, have higher vibrations than others? Anywhere around?
Spirit doesn't make me, asks me to fly all over the world. So I have been to very many incredible spiritual spots. But Bucks County in itself is a beautiful vortex. It's very protected. I think that the Deer Park area down near New Hope there is a very special place. I don't know if you're familiar with that. But you can create that portal anywhere you go. But they have definitely sent me on very wild, crazy journeys around the world doing crazy, wild things. Doing grid work and prayer work and trying to anchor everything in the last year or so. But yeah, Bucks County, I think, is a very protected, sacred place. Sure.
Very much, yes.
Yeah.
I have a question, just on the topic of cities or states or whatever. We live in Philadelphia, and sometimes it's hard to find a sacred space with all the ground homes and souls walking through, you know, it's just like you're bombarded constantly. So what can you do? What's a quick way, I guess, to either break any hanger-oners that they have within it and you as a life, you know, or just to protect your house, and neighbors that I agree for, you know what I mean? And that their stuff sometimes seeps through the walls.
Raphael has given me so many things about that. One is, first you should try to get water at night if you can, and a bath with salt, and clear your whole energetic field. Two, you can protect your actual physical home with a certain ritual or exercise that she showed me that I can explain to you, and I should probably just publish that and have it on my website so people could want to know about it. But you can create a triangle of a protective grid around your physical house, and you should do that around your bed too. And but water and salt, it really does clear through things and let it go. And sometimes something, unfortunately, that's intense may get attached to you, and you may need somebody who's has more vitality and is strong, who knows what they're doing to cut that off and release it for you. And the other thing is, if you're going into, like whenever I even go to the grocery store, anywhere, because I'm so sensitive, I bring everybody with me, and I put them at the front of the store, back of the store. I have my team with me. You know, I don't go anywhere without my team. So you really need to intentionally focus in on doing that. And I've learned the hard way over the years that that it is vital to protect yourself. And I always bring in, for me, my guides, and for everybody they're different, but I have this huge bubble of light around me and these wings, and nobody's getting in. Yes.
You mentioned water and salt, and not just from a subjective personal experience. Sometimes going down the Jersey Shore, I used to go down the shore in the middle of January, just trying to warm up the Ocean City at night. There seems to be something about being on the beach, particularly at very early in the morning, Morris, Raphael, at twilight,
Right.
that just seems to resonate with the power that you don't get elsewhere. Is that me, or is it just to do that?
It feels good, right? Yeah, I'm sure.
Clearly.
Yeah, it's all the movement of the ocean and the clearing that through. It's very powerful. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hi.
You mentioned about being organic and about directions that you guys are doing. One of the questions I had
can't hold the vibration if I'm not eating well. I get sick really easy. I'm very sensitive. But Raphael has said as a rule of thumb, if it grows out of the earth and it was loved, eat it. If it's been taken and then processed, the more it's been packaged and processed, the further it is from its original source. And the further it is, the less light it has and the less love. And everything we put in our body goes into our cells. And if we want to wake up our cells, then we need to be eating foods that are filled with light and love and the earth. So she talks about that our foods are so dead and toxic that they're deadening our spirit. So, yeah, she always says that. And I try, I have my hemp seeds, and I have my cacao powder, and my spirulina, and my organic vegetables, and, and sometimes I'll go off track. But it makes a huge difference. All right, yeah. Yes, sir.
Is there any difficulty, how do you discuss the angels and the strength that the angels have and the power that they have? There's people that don't believe in religion.
It's not really about religion as much as it's about love. I mean, the core of every religion, Raphael would say, is love, right? And so you don't have to be religious to connect with spirit. But, even if you're not religious, your heart's still beating, and something's doing that. It's not you. So that's what Raphael would say. And if they don't want to hear it, then don't talk to them about it. Yeah, it's not about you to force your belief or thoughts on anybody else.
Well, it's just growing up, I was always supposed to
Yeah, and angels are
It's
just,
always in a religious setting.
that's true. And I think, well, I don't know for sure, but of all these years I've been channeling, Raphael will say that it's just love and light, and the angel is something that helps us feel comfortable with it. It's familiar, it looks a certain way, it's comforting, but I don't know really if they're flying about with a halo, it's just love energy. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if you're Christian or Buddhist or Muslim or Jewish Raphael loves everybody equally.
How did you take your jewelry off from your channel?
I don't know. It holds the energy and it just did. When I first started, I had to always wear all white and take off everything, but I'm disobedient. I'm a rebellious person.
I know the feeling.
She doesn't like I'm wearing black pants, and I'm like, oh, forget it. So, well, thank you everyone so much
Thank
for
you.
coming.
I can get that, but I've also had people say surrender because it's protection or something. Right, exactly. That it's going to take the hit,
Exactly. I think it just
Yeah? Oh, yeah. About an hour and a half of cutting and slicing. About an hour and a half of standing and slicing.
that's what it is.